Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. I need to put some grease on this hair so it could be nice and shiny. So, today we are going to be watching a President Trump 250th Army anniversary. And you know, I got some things to say before we play it. Trump is always fashionably late. I don't know if I'm playing it. RSBN kind of plays stuff from the beginning and kind of go back and forth, back and forth. So I don't know. I need to find a channel. Let me see something real quick. While that's going, um, I would like to say that it is the 250th birthday of the U.S. Army. And I'm glad to be a part, have been a part of the U.S. Army. I'm very glad to be a part of the U.S. Army. I was a part of 3.5 years, which I wish it was more. I wish it was more. Um, 3.5 years of the Army. And, you know, I wasn't a perfect soldier, but I worked very hard. They knew I had it in me. And yeah, so let's see. What else? I'm looking for something that's not on RSBN that starts from the beginning. This is the Epoch Times. Hold up. I don't even want to know what that is. Some stuff. Oh my God. Here we go. See, when I was in Korea, that's all those are the tanks they used to have going down stream. And then at 2 o'clock in the morning used to be alarm, and we had to get up and put on our whole gear with our rucksack and water bottles and all that. I don't know what they all are called no more. But I know it's the rucksack and the Kevlar and all that stuff is crazy. And your gun, couldn't leave without your gun. The bad thing is you had to check out your gun. You couldn't have your gun in the room with you. You had to literally check out the gun. The gun never had no bullets in it unless you were at the range doing some type of live firing. But some people used to, I don't understand people today. They get into the military just to take a bullet. Not listen, hear me out. It doesn't sound like I'm saying what I'm saying in the right manner. They will hide bullets on them, you know, because you're given like a whole bunch of bullets or rounds, should I say. And some people will hide them just to commit suicide. Sort of like that movie with the guy off of Law and Order. He had a bullet, not a bullet, but a round, and he committed suicide. Hold up, this is in Washington. They don't say Washington, D.C. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. Let's go here. I'm not being funny. I'm not being funny, but I rather. Hmm. Oh my God, they playing my favorite song. Oh my God, Foo Fighters. Ah, they playing all the good songs. And that's why, I'm listening to everything he says. I want to know how long this is because it's usually like 3, 4 hours. But today is Trump's birthday. So happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday to you. Hope you're enjoying it with your wife to celebrate this great U.S. Army 250th anniversary, the grand military parade. I enjoy that you all are like doing everything you can to make sure this one nation is safe, and that there are a lot of soldiers on the ground now in the US Army. I would have loved to partake in that, but my transitioning requires something else for me to advocate for you guys as a veteran. If they ever change that, I would try, but I know that it's not going to work. So, I just wanted to say that, I would be one of those soldiers that definitely lied to get in, but then I would get caught and then lose it all. So I don't want to do that. So, I know back in the 50s and 60s, soldiers used to lie and they didn't have like computerized systeming, like they do now, you know. But yeah, this great, great old country, man, this country with the Boston Tea Ceremony and taxation without representation, you know, um, I remember reading all of that, and what I'm gonna do is actually buy from what is it called? Um, Hold up. Buy from the bookstore or rent out from the library um some history books, some regular old history books on the history and refresh my memory with history. I sh- I really want to learn more about our US history and our world history, more about it. You know, this is never ending. You have to repetitively, learn about it. Some things end up in the back of your memory, some things don't. But I would like to learn. I have to know if I'm going into this thing strong to want to become what, or not even become right now, but want to run for president. You know, you have to know certain things, and you can't come into this thing blindsided. You know, I sat up there and I know it seemed like, hey, look, I'm just messing around and you know, just lollygagging, but I'm being honest with y'all. This is something that means a lot to me. It's in my heart, and it's going to be a change, and a lot of people are going to follow what I do, and I have to do a lot of reading more on world history and US history. This isn't like I've learned a lot over the years. I have learned a lot, but I didn't go to no prestigious school. I was homeschooled, which I taught myself how to learn. My mother didn't have time, and I have to refresh my memory on certain things so that I can know when people are around me talking about these things, what they're talking about. I can easily just go on YouTube. I mean, YouTube would be easy and listen to the guy, the commentator that's speaking now about the history, of the military. It's so grand, so crisp, and it's just think of what's going to happen a millennium from now. What are we going to be talking about a millennium from now? We developed this thing 250 years ago. Just think 1,000 years from now. What are we going to be talking about? Is it going to be an even longer show because the men and women are talking about how, you know, we first started and how it grew, you know, um, yeah. What's messed up is how when Trump wasn't he wasn't doing so good, not healthy wise or anything, but they were going in trying to divide his life with his wife, talking about how they believe that his wife doesn't want to be with him no more and all of that. It was getting terrible, because of the fact that he had lost, and I don't believe that she would have left him. They were just saying all types of lies and misinformation. It was a troublesome time, and she's a immigrant, and that is a wonderful guy right there to sit up there. If he was prejudiced, he would not have taken an immigrant, no matter how beautiful she is. He's not prejudiced, you know. What I like about them is that they talk about gold, they talk about everything, they talk about everything, man. And I would love to buy some gold, but I don't know how to get started. And I would rather speak with, excuse me, somebody burning down the house. Hello? Okay. I've been down that avenue before. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't really I've been through my hometown because I'm from Washington, D.C. I've been through my hometown. Don't get me wrong, but there are some places I haven't seen. I've been to Georgetown. Um, I've been through Constitution Avenue. I've been uptown. I've been a lot of places in DC, I don't understand how I even got there. I don't even understand because without GPS, how the heck will we get into our destinations? You know, we would have to say, way before paper and Google Maps, we would have to say, how you get here? You go ahead and you take a right, and then you make a left, and then you circle that roundabout, and then you make that first right on the left. It used to be word of mouth that we used to have to find our way. There was always some sort of maps, don't get me wrong, because we had a calculator for like almost 1,000 years, so if not more, I'm sorry, if not more. I don't like being wrong. How long has the calculator been out? No, it's actually longer, Siri. It wasn't since 1967. Siri, when was the first calculator? It was in the 1700s. There was calculators. Let me, sorry, y'all. I seen something a little earlier. See? '18. She was in Maryland. Uh, so basically, it solved equations with hyperbolic functions 10,000, 1921 and 1925. I'm sorry for saying 1,000 years. So that means it's been 100 years, a century for the calculators. I swear I seen something in 17 something. Maybe I was reading something wrong. I don't know. There is a meaning to this whole thing. I'm sorry to keep cutting him off, but there is a meaning to this whole thing. You have to think about it. This is 250 years of the army, and we're in 2025. That's not a coincidence. That's never gonna go old. Be all you can be. Be all you can be stuck with me in the back of my mind. Army Strong was the second paraphrase that they used, the second statement or the second way that they put out things, be all you can be. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be all I can be outside of the military. I wasn't always hardworking, the next place I move to, I'm gonna figure out, what's going on, with some things, some health problems of mine, and I'm gonna make sure that I demand it, not demand it in a bad way, but demand it in a good way. Um, I want to make sure, I don't want no BS with, you know, taking their sweet time. And I'm pretty sure where I'm moving to a all red state that they will take care of me. Um, and that way I can be more available to working even harder than I have before. Um, yeah, so see, I'm thinking either run for president. Either way it go, I'm gonna run. But I don't want to sit up there and get over myself right now because the way they were saying it is that you need 5 people that will be routed to you. And when I go to this GOP project place, I want to let them know that, hey, look, I want to do something, advocate and do something good, whether it be for Congress, whether it be for Senate, whether it be for governor. I want to do something that contributes to my state. I want to be the one who actually help people and not ignore them when they reach out to people. When people reach out to me, I don't need my assistant keeping it from me because they're either white or they're Hispanic. I want to know everyone that crosses my desk and writes me a note in my mailbox and not sit up there and either hide it or pretend like it doesn't exist. How the heck do they get grills out there unless this is near a park and they have grills already planted there? So crazy. My mother actually drove down this street when we got to DC from North Carolina. So it does my heart good because we moved down to North Carolina and she drove down that street because the lights are on in DC. Some of the lights are on the sides of the street and not the upper side. In Texas, the lights are on the it's to the side horizontally. This dude was riding a horse through bullets, and the bullets back then were like powdered bullets. So if you get hit by one of those, you are done. He rode through. It's like, imagine riding through gunfire on a horse. He was so cool for that. Like, seriously, he was a strong army strong person. Like, with life, I Army goes marching along. Well, it's hi, hi, hey, the army's on its way. As the army goes marching along. I learned the army goes marching along. In basic, they say the army goes marching along. I don't know the whole song though, but hey, I love the song anyway. I don't see him yet. Change your stuff. We know he's in A group. They got A, B, C group. He's in A group. Definitely. That's what scares me. But hey, I'm not gonna talk about that on here. There was actually a show called Over There. It was short, very short lived. I don't know if it's still playing, but it happened in about 2005, 6 or 7. And it was about soldiers that went overseas and came back, and wives were cheating on the husbands, and while they were over there, and it was just crazy. And then while they were over there, yeah, it was crazy. Fort Sill. I have to say this, because this is gonna last roughly 3 hours, and I'm gonna keep it on here and get on there early, but I think God had an intention for I think God had an intention for us to be like number one. You have to think about it, these soldiers, these men, you know, carpenters and all of that, fighting a war, and the way we fought, they're going into world war now. They've been in world war, but they're going into world wars right now. But God God had an intention, and they brought some J- you know German people and other ethnicities and other races to the race, We never were a prejudiced country. We never was a prejudiced country. We sat up there and German people, um, even though we had them make bombs and had people come in to make bombs of different um races and religions, and I really think um God don't want war, but in order to fight sick these sick people coming in our territory trying to hurt us, we must go to war. Just like now, um, Iran, or I think it's Iraq or Iran, I'm pretty sure it's Iran, is mad. The head of Iran is mad and said that he will retaliate, or that he's going to get back America, and wonder how he's going to do that. You know, it's getting terrible. We truly have God by our side, especially when World War II hit. We had God, always had God by our side, but God chose the United States of America. I feel like it's something that all the higher ups know. That's why they always put God into this. And I truly feel like one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty, and justice is for all. And that meaning truly hits home, you know, under God. We're working under God. And this is law. This goes for law too, and everything else, we work under God. So I wonder, I just wonder sometimes. Like I've said it before that these presidents that get into office, I believe that there's idol gods. You go to Hollywood, you got idol gods. But you come to the government and sometimes you have, I don't want to get into detail or say what I think I know, but if it wasn't for these presidents, none of the Constitution wouldn't have been made. You know, Congress wouldn't have been made. All like none of these places that all formed because of these presidents would not have been made and came together in such a symphony or harmony, you know. And I truly feel proud to be an American. I truly feel proud to be an American because when you look at all the Army has been through, everything, you know, you see that we done came a long way. Bloody feet and bloody feet. These carpenters was working under harsh conditions and died. Some of them, many of them died. And I truly feel like I feel proud to be American. I feel even prouder to be. I'm always going to be a part of the Army, but as a veteran now, I feel proud to be had been in the military and is a veteran. Being a veteran, being able to see the world for what it really is and see, things that I didn't get to see before. I was so blinded. Um, I truly feel like we need to take a lot of more people need to get into the military. A lot more people need to get into the military. Um, we need to be even stronger than we can be, even stronger than we are now. We need to break records. We are breaking a record, but we need to even break records even more. We need you young people. It's not as messed up as you think it is. You know, I feel like this helps build character. You know, I wasn't the perfect soldier. I wasn't a perfect soldier, but I'll tell you this. I worked my tail off, and the Army Review Board saw that and gave me an honorable. And I'll tell you that a lot of people feel relieved when they're in the military because they're around everybody that wants to be in the military and do the right things. I had a crappy chain of command, but now that Pete Hegseth and Donald Trump is in office, this is the best time to get in. This is the best time, I'm telling you. I wish I could still get in. Um, you're doing something for your country. You're working hard for your country. And no telling where you will end up, who you might see, and how you might see them again. You know, you may see a dear friend from basic and then 10 years later see them again in the military where at a duty station, you know. And this dog is barking at me. He's mad at me. But so I will play the rest of this tomorrow because it needs to be played. They're gonna play World War II, and then they're gonna play a lot more. But I have to do it earlier than right now because this is going to run into like 9 o'clock. I already know it. When it's Trump involved, it's a 3 hour show. When RSBN is playing it, it's a 3 hour show. It's never an hour and 30 minutes with Trump. So yeah, and he's sitting down. He hasn't even started talking yet. Yeah, yeah. So I I love you guys, you Army. I love you, Army. Um, if I could have any way to go backwards and change, you know, things that happened, I would have. I just feel like right now, I'm doing what I can to support it, to support the Army, you know. So I'll do what I can to do that. And I hope that you continue to have me and my bones and my heart and my brain working to advocate for Donald Trump and advocate for this Army, Marines, Air Force, Coast Guard, National Guard, Navy. I really do. Every inch of my body. I want to do it for the rest of my life. To talk about this. Even when he gets out of office, I want to be able to talk about this. I want to be able to talk about the things that are wrong in our nation right now and be able to wake people up not in a leftist way, but a right wing way. And I hope that you guys take care. I really want to be a veteran that works really hard at what she does. I want to be dedicated to you guys out there in the White House, at the administration, and everything. And I apologize for being so immature when I was young and in the military. I had no structure, nobody really looking after me, you know. So I want to make things right. And the first thing to start off with is the moving point, moving. So that's how I believe we're going to start off. And then if it comes down to me, you know, presidency can always be down the road. So I will probably seek Senate again or Congress. That way I can gather up some people that knows me and can vouch that I work hard and know that I work hard. And that way, that's how that can work. If I just go in all ears, it's going to look like a joke, and I don't want it to be a joke. I want it to be serious, serious. And in the future, I'll do it. But first things first, I really wanted to be on there with, because I know Pete Hegseth is probably going to try to run. I know that all the greats are probably going to try to run. And I wanted my name on there. But I haven't done nothing like put my name on there yet. So that's the good thing. But it can always be in the future. Um, get my health together, be in a safe place. Get my health together, be in a safe place, get to know people without having nothing bad happen to me. And do it all before Trump gets out of office. Do it all before Trump gets out of office. Do all these things plus some before Trump gets out of office. And that's how I'm going to do it. And I may have another 4 to 8 years before all of that happens. Once 2028 get here, I hope a Republican wins for 2028. And I'm sorry if I feel like I must do it only because um what's the name is running. If he's running, if oh, what's his name? I don't forgot his name already. If Mr. Governor Gavin Newsom is running, then I want to run. Because I feel like everything he said has been twisted. But I know that Trump and his administration and everybody that is running this stuff will hold the fort down. Will hold the fort down. I I I want to be able to run against him. Like seriously, he's going to try to wait till it cool down. He's going to try to run twice. I have a feeling that he's going to try to run twice, and I'll be there for the second time. And this time go around, we're strong like the army. We're army strong. We're army strong. And so, yeah, I'll wait. because he don't deserve to be president. He don't even deserve to be governor. I don't even see how he ended up governor. Well, we know how he ended up governor. Look at his state and who's in it. We know how he ran and became governor. So, yeah. But I'm about to get off of here. I want y'all to see the rest of this if y'all didn't get a chance to see it. Obviously, y'all are rocking with me, so y'all didn't get to see it. And I'm about to watch some of it online, streaming. But make sure you get your children in the military. It's not like it used to be back in the day. It's getting better and better. You know, it's a no tolerance policy, I know, for marijuana. You know, some people used to smoke marijuana in the military during my time, but I know it's a zero tolerance policy now that Pete Hegseth is in office. And peer pressure and all that, is never on the table, not on the table no more. So, but I hope that you guys, I appreciate you guys, like seriously. I appreciate you guys. I really truly do. Y'all don't know. I not only love the military, all avenues of the military, but I love you guys for watching me, just as Jesus would love his people or followers, you know. I really do. So that's all I'm gonna say. I appreciate you guys watching me. Y'all take care, be safe, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Never waste my time, you all I want.